Hi everyone, it's Ellie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 easy ideas for accent nails. So these can be used to spice up any manicure or a manicure that's getting old and you want to just revitalize it a little bit. That would be a great idea too. So I'm starting out here with my nails. I've had this color on for a couple days. This is Sinful Colors Rise and Shine. It's a really pretty kind of teal blue-green color. Love this shade. The next color I'm going to be using for my accent is by Sinful Colors as well. It's called Mint Apple. And finally, I'm using Zoya Neely as my lightest color. And you don't have to use a green color palette. You can use 3 shades of any color you want to get this effect. So for tools, I'm going to be using my dotting tool set. And I'm also going to get a little dish filled with acetone just for cleanup. I'm taking a small brush. This is actually a bent eyeliner brush, which works really well, but use whatever small brush you have. Okay, so the first nail is going to be this neat zipper-like zigzagged effect. So I'm taking my polish and I'm painting my nail halfway with a lighter color. This doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to use our dotting tools on the seam of the 2 colors. Make sure to wrap the tip so it looks nice and cohesive. There you go. Feel free to add another coat if it needs to be more opaque. The next thing I'm going to do is take my darker polish and make medium-sized dots on the lighter side of the seam of the 2 colors. So I'm leaving a little gap in between each one about the size of the dotting tool that I'm using. You'll see as I do the second color how this kind of comes together. But I'm going to do 3 or 4 dots here. You can give or take it bigger or larger depending on the size of your nail. So that's what I have after this step. Now I'm going in with the lighter polish on the darker half of my nail, and I'm putting a dot in between each of the darker dots on the darker side of the polish. So it's kind of hard to explain, but if you watch, you'll see how it comes together. It makes a really cool effect. So you can leave it at this, or you can go in with a smaller size dotting tool and add small dots of the contrasting colors on either side of the seam there. So I'm going in with the lighter color again, making a small dot in between each of the larger dots, and I'm going to repeat this step using the opposite color on the other half of my nail. So that's it, that's the pinky nail. I think it's really cute. So now for the ring finger, I'm going to take my medium polish and I'm going to make kind of a swooping motion here with it, kind of as if I'm doing like just like a wave kind of effect across the side of the nail. Make sure to get down into the corner so you can't see any of the darker polish around it. Try to make as smooth of a line as you can, but it doesn't need to be perfect again because we're going to be covering it up with dots. So now I'm taking my lightest polish and I'm repeating this step on the other half of the nail, and I'm bringing it up a little bit farther down towards the base of my nail with this color. This just kind of makes a nice gradation effect, and as you'll see, the end result of this nail is kind of like a mosaic tile effect. And once I've given that a couple minutes to dry, I go in again with the darkest polish. I'm kind of making a small line of kind of a semicircle around the tip of my nail where the 2 colors would meet up. And I'm sorry for my head poking through, but I was really getting up in there to focus. So now I'm going in with my smallest dotting tool and I'm just adding a row of little dots on each seam where the colors meet using a contrasting color. So I'm going to do these little dots on each of the seams, and it really makes a cool effect. Again, I think it somehow reminds me of like a mosaic tile, really abstract, and it's really striking. I like how this one comes out a lot. So there we go, there's the ring finger all done. The middle nail is going to be a cool brush stroke effect. So I'm loading up my small liner brush with polish and I'm wiping it off just so that it's not completely saturated. I'm going in on either side of the sidewalls of my nail, making just a little swooping motion here with my brush. Let your brush do the work. Just make a little flick motion. Make sure to not get too much polish because you want it to be really light and wispy. So I'm using one color on one side of the nail, and I'm going to repeat the same steps on the other side using the opposite color. So I definitely think this one is the most easy of all of these designs. It's so simple and it makes a really cool effect, so make sure you try this one out. The index finger is going to be this cool scallop design. So I'm using my medium-sized dotting tool and I'm making rows of each polish, kind of overlapping the one that came before. So just make sure the dots overlap a little bit, and imagine like laying a roof, laying the shingles, and you kind of want them to overlap a little bit, but each one still shows through. So that's kind of what I had in mind. Don't worry if it's not completely straight. Mine got a little bit off center, but it's okay. It came out really good and I'm happy with it. So for the thumb, I'm making this neat kind of like a color shifting kind of appearance. You'll just have to see how I do it, but I'm not sure what to call this. So if you have any good ideas, let me know. So this one's starting out kind of like a Roofian style manicure. So I'm leaving the darker polish showing through around all of the perimeter of the nails. I'm using the medium color to cover most of the nail, but making sure that dark color shows through. So once that's dry, I'm going in with the lightest color, and I'm kind of repeating these steps, leaving the two outer colors showing through but covering the rest of the nail bed. So now I'm going to decorate this one with a few dots. So as you can see, this one did not end up very perfect, and that's my biggest struggle when I'm doing my nails. I'm such a perfectionist, and sometimes it bothers me if things aren't completely straight or if they look a little bit off center, but I'm working on it. Nail art is all about having fun, so don't stress if it doesn't come out completely like you had in your mind. It's okay. So I'm just taking the darkest polish, and then I'm doing just a row of dots down the center of the nail. Then I'm going in with the lighter color and adding a few as well over top of the darker dots. So again, it's not perfect, but I do like how it came out, so don't stress too much. Just focus on the end result. After you've given everything 5 to 10 minutes to completely dry, you can go ahead and top coat. I'm using Seche Vite. So here's the final manicure. I'm really happy with how this came out. I think my favorite designs are my pinky nail and my middle finger. I really like how those came out, and those were some of the most simple designs. So which one's your favorite? Leave me a comment below. Here's a still picture of the finished mani. So as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel so you can see lots more like it, and follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at peptalkdaily. Thanks again, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.